Hello, we're here at Class 1 Equipment, and this is the demonstration video for ID 4348, which is a Yield Engineering Systems Yes 58 HMDS Vapor Prime and Image Reversal System. Alright, let's take a look around the system. It's been fully refurbished. Program reset key, emergency stop button, convectron gauge, logical sequencer, currently set to run sequence number 1. Temperature controller, controlling to 150 degrees Celsius, thumb wheel for recipe selection, and start and reset buttons with a complete light. System door, equipped with a new door seal, and the process chamber, which is 16 inches by 16 inches by 16 inches. Here we have the HMDS vessel. This is the fill knob in order to fill from a full bottle. HMDS vessel pressure, which is in vacuum, currently negative 28 inches of mercury. At the rear, you have the ammonia pressure gauge, currently 0 because we're not connected. If you were going to run ammonia image reversal, you would switch this selector switch over to the ammonia side to point at ammonia. A serial tag, a vacuum connector, sullen alert, high and low pressure nitrogen fittings, 3-inch exhaust tube, and the main power input breaker and start switch, or start button. Okay, let's go ahead and run a short run to prove functionality. So currently the HMDS vessel is under vacuum. Let's go ahead and relieve that vacuum and bring it to atmosphere by opening up the fill valve briefly and then switching it back to read the gauge. Now we're at atmosphere on the whole HMDS vessel. We're going to run the HMDS Vac Evacuate process, which is recipe number 6 in sequence 1. So set the thumb wheel selection to 6. Basically, all this recipe does is puts vacuum into the HMDS vessel. To do that, it's first pumping down the chamber. Should do a quick purge, another pump, and then it will open up the HMDS valve. When programmed correctly, we're doing an event right now. When programmed correctly, sequence number 1 can run 5 different HMDS Vapor Prime lengths. Currently, recipe 0 is a vent, just a vent program. Recipe 1 is a 5-minute prime. Recipe 2 is a 2-minute prime. Recipe 3 is a 1-minute prime. Recipe 4 is a 30-second prime. And recipe 5 is a 10-second prime. Recipe 6 is what we're running. That's the place vacuum in flask routine. Recipe 7 is a maintenance recipe to tune the nitrogen fill time. And recipe 8 is also a maintenance recipe. It's the chamber vacuum test, which basically pumps down and gives you time to do leak rates. It's a good way to check the vacuum integrity of the system. When you're in sequence number 2 on the logical sequencer, then recipe 0, thumb wheel recipe 0 is the actual image reversal process, and thumb wheel recipe 1 is a 5-minute nitrogen backfill. Okay, now we've opened up vacuum and HMDS valve. You can see the HMDS pressure dropped from atmosphere to 27 inches of mercury. That, of course, is dependent on the length of time you run this recipe and the type of pump you've got connected. Okay, now the HMDS valve internally has closed, but the vacuum valve is still open. That's to allow any potential HMDS vapors to be pulled out. Okay, now we're going to do a series of purges. The tool doesn't know that we don't have HMDS in the vessel, so it assumes that HMDS has now, vapors have gotten into the chamber. So it's going to do a couple nitrogen purges and then a final vent. Alright, this is the final vent step, 3.5 minute vent. Go ahead and pause the video and come back to it with about 30 seconds left. Okay, and here we are on the final 30 seconds of vent, and then it'll be run complete. Okay, run's complete. We'll go ahead and acknowledge by hitting reset. Thanks for watching. This has been the demonstration video of Class 1 equipment ID 4348, a yield engineering system, Yes 58 tool. Thanks for watching.